Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win, Captain America or Rhino? Captain America, or Steve Rogers, is a super soldier injected with the Super Soldier Serum, possessing physical strength far beyond that of a normal person, superhuman reflexes, high speed, rapid recovery ability, and top-notch hand-to-hand combat skills. More importantly, he is a genius strategist and a natural leader. The iconic Vibranium shield is not only a weapon, but also a shield to protect justice, allowing him to withstand even the most terrifying attacks. Rhino, or Aleksei Sytsevich, is one of the most physically powerful villains in the Marvel Universe. After a biological transformation experiment, he was equipped with a biomechanical armor that covered his body, giving him terrible strength, the ability to resist bullets, withstand heavy impacts, and speed like a train. However, Rhino lacks strategy, is easily provoked, and often acts on instinct rather than reason. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Captain America, as a super soldier enhanced by the Super Soldier Serum, possesses superior physical strength in every respect. He was shown to be able to lift a motorcycle carrying 3 women. The motorcycle was a Harley-Davidson model with a dry weight of approximately 540 pounds. When fuel and necessary fluids were added, the wet weight of the motorcycle could be increased by approximately 70 pounds. If the average weight of the 3 women was approximately 150 pounds each, the total weight lifted by Captain America would be approximately 960 pounds, or over 430 kilos. Captain America has also been shown to be able to lift a 200-pound sandbag with one hand, an act that shows great control of strength and muscular endurance. He has also pushed a large pile of rubble to rescue trapped people, and in another instance, pulled a steel beam that could have weighed between 10 and 35 tons, despite being stuck by debris. Notably, Captain America was severely injured at the time, including 3 gunshots to the upper abdomen and knife wounds, but he still managed to pull through. He was also able to pull a 480-pound motorcycle and even tear a log in half with his bare hands. Captain America must exert a minimum force of 7 to 10 tons. One of the most obvious moments of this strength was when he stopped a 1,900-pound car from falling off a cliff using only his hands until the bumper broke. This shows that Captain America is not just a regular warrior, but a being with near superhuman physical abilities, operating effectively in intense combat situations and adverse conditions. Captain America, as a super soldier, is typically able to flex his biceps to hold a flying helicopter, weighing approximately 3,000 pounds. This situation requires not only great muscle strength, but also absolute stability and balance and control of the center of gravity, something that very few people can do, even in the superhero world. Captain America successfully prevented Iron Man from flying away, despite the fact that Iron Man's armor uses a propulsion system that is rated to be equivalent to a jet engine. This shows that the pulling force and jet thrust from Captain America are large enough to resist Stark Industries' top technology. Another impressive feat is when he pushed a bulldozer weighing up to 58 tons over a distance of about 50 yards in just under 16 seconds. Compared to the Deathlock entity, a cyborg with mechanical parts that enhanced Captain America, completing that task faster, Captain America's fighting ability is not limited to physical strength. In the confrontation with Thanos, a cosmically powered entity, Captain America blocked an attack from Thanos' arm, although it was impossible to determine the exact force or weight of the blow. However, just enduring and returning that attack shows that his durability and counterattack ability are extremely impressive. Captain America has also captured and restrained mercenaries with a body weight exceeding 200 pounds with ease. He also pushed 2 people through a concrete wall without showing any signs of fatigue. In the battle with Ultron, Captain America threw this entity with enough force to break the concrete surface. Ultron has a mass of about 1,000 pounds, which further highlights Cap's ability in fierce combat situations. Even when facing Spider-Man, an entity with superior strength and superhuman reflexes, Captain America was able to overwhelm and even taunt him during the fight. War Machine's weapons were disabled after Captain America's blow. Not only was he able to lift a 3,000-pound Iron Man suit, Captain America was also able to block the thrust from the jet engines as Iron Man flew, and even pushed Iron Man back, causing him to fall. These actions confirmed that Captain America was not simply a powerful warrior, but an entity with physical strength, reflexes, and willpower that reached superhuman levels. Although not possessing the strength of entities like Thor or the Hulk, Captain America is still considered an extremely formidable warrior due to his superior combination of physical strength, speed, durability, and combat tactics. He can match the Winter Soldier, a modified assassin with enhanced strength. Not only that, according to Cable, a hybrid entity between human and technology from the future, Captain America is superior in strength, speed, and durability. Captain America's greatest strength was when he swam upstream against the massive thrust of a functioning helicarrier. The thrust of this device was much stronger than a standard jet engine. Captain America's body had to withstand a minimum force of 115,300 pounds, equivalent to more than 55 tons of force. This clearly shows the muscle control and endurance of a super soldier. Captain America has also been shown to have extremely impressive mechanical strength, being able to throw his shield fast enough to catch up with an intercontinental ballistic missile, which can travel at speeds of up to 15,000 miles per hour. A throw of such precision and speed requires great throwing power, mental reflexes, and precise kinetic calculation. Captain America has also thrown his shield with enough force to damage a tank and kicked the Hulk with enough force to stagger one of the strongest beings in existence. Although it did not seriously injure the Hulk, this action did make the Hulk take notice and be alert. He once knocked Namor down with a precise throw when Namor was caught off guard. Namor, an Atlantean entity with strength comparable to Thor in an aquatic environment, is a clear demonstration of how Captain America can inflict significant damage when taking advantage of tactical opportunities. Cap threw a punch strong enough to crush the entire body of a car when colliding with Wolverine. To completely crush a car, the impact force must reach about 150 tons. Captain America is not just a simple enhanced soldier, but a comprehensive fighting entity that combines strength, durability, judgment, and tactics, worthy of being one of the most elite warriors to ever appear on the battlefield. Please subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and moreover, you will see great videos every day. You are the best. Thank you very much. Rhino. Despite his incredible strength and resilience, the slow-witted Rhino is more of a saboteur to cunning criminals than a true threat to society. Rhino possesses superhuman strength, capable of lifting up to 75 tons, endurance, durability, and speed, capable of accelerating to a maximum speed of 70 Mach/hour for short periods of time. The gamma radiation that mutates his body has strengthened his cellular structure and added several hundred pounds of bone, muscle, and other tissue. The gamma radiation periodically wears off, leaving Aleksei in a weakened state, both physically and mentally, requiring additional radiation treatments to restore or maintain his strength. Rhino is a being of great physical strength, capable of inflicting damage on giants such as the classic Hulk. The horn attached to his head is not only iconic, but also a weapon that can penetrate the thick skin of giant and extremely durable creatures. Rhino has demonstrated his breakthrough ability by destroying heavy metal doors with tremendous impact force. He has even thrown Nova, a powerful entity. Rhino has also shown the ability to control combat situations with incredible precision. He can hold Spider-Man down with a single hand and easily rip metal pillars apart as if they were nothing but scraps of paper. With each blow, he can send everything within reach, from superpowered opponents to surrounding structures. On one occasion, Rhino used his own stab to penetrate the skin of a monstrous creature. In another battle, he delivered a single blow that sent the Grey Hulk flying, demonstrating the terrifying impact force of his massive, densely muscled body. He even smashed the roof of a building when fighting the Hulk and crushed Sandman, an entity that can regenerate from sand into fine dust. Initially, I always thought of Rhino as just one of Spider-Man's typical villains. At various stages, Rhino became a formidable opponent in the Hulk's world, and even clashed with Thor in Silver Surfer. His massive appearance, bio-armor covering his body, and destructive power made Rhino look like a heavyweight boxer coming out of the superhero ring. He was not just a single enemy, but the embodiment of pure strength and uncompromising recklessness. Although Rhino possesses superior physical strength and a massive appearance like a living tank, in reality, he is not considered a true heavy hitter. Although capable of going up against entities on the level of heavyweight fighters, Rhino can usually only hold out for a limited amount of time before being overwhelmed. In his first appearance, Rhino's mission was to kidnap John Jameson, a famous astronaut who was also the son of J. Jonah Jameson. With the goal of selling Jameson to the highest bidder, Rhino carried out his plan in a straightforward and unsubtle manner. He pursued and eventually reached the Daily Bugle headquarters to complete his plot. However, this reckless action was quickly discovered and intervened by Spider-Man. Spider-Man single-handedly confronted Rhino and succeeded in stopping his plan, despite his opponent being a physically powerful entity. Although Rhino can punch through concrete walls, lift trucks, and create large-scale destructive collisions, his greatest weakness lies in his intelligence and ability to improvise. Rhino is often seen as one of the most unintelligent entities. He acts in a simplistic, uncalculating manner, often relying solely on brute force rather than planning or having a clear strategy. Although Rhino has faced off against major heroes such as the Hulk and Thor on numerous occasions, he is rarely seen as a long-term threat. Instead, Rhino is often used as an initial opponent, creating initial chaos before being subdued by characters with superior thinking and fighting skills. However, there is no denying that every time Rhino appears, he still brings a real physical challenge, thanks to his massive physique and feral fighting instincts like a living rhino. Rhino is a prominent entity with a fighting style that favors explosive power and direct attacks. He rushes into battle purely on instinct, using momentum and brute force to crush everything in his path. Surprisingly, however, despite his massive body and superior physical strength, Rhino has a rather obvious weakness. His ability to withstand blows does not match his appearance or reputation. In many situations, Rhino has been defeated with a single blow from entities that are not considered to be stronger than him in terms of pure strength. Specifically, both Spider-Man and Luke Cage have defeated Rhino with a single punch. This has caused much controversy among fans, as it is clear that neither of them has reached the level of physical strength of the Hulk, who fought Rhino for over 24 hours straight without being able to defeat him. Rhino's endurance. How an entity can confront the Hulk for over a day straight without falling, but is easily defeated by single attacks from entities that are much weaker. Could be a difference in context, fighting mentality, or even the element of surprise in each specific situation. While the battle with the Hulk may have put Rhino in an extreme state of survival, the encounters with Spider-Man or Luke Cage may have taken place under conditions where Rhino was mentally unprepared or distracted. Rhino, although an entity with the power to rival the Hulk, is often quickly pushed into a passive position, showing a clear difference not only in terms of lasting strength, but also in fighting spirit. In terms of pure physical strength, Rhino is considered to be on par with the Thing, also known as Ben Grimm, one of the symbols of strength of the Fantastic Four. However, the core difference lies in skill and fighting spirit. Ben Grimm is not only a powerful entity, but also the embodiment of courage, perseverance, and an unyielding fighting spirit. Although not as strong as entities like Thor, Hercules, or Hulk, Grimm is still known as the strongest man, not because of his muscles, but because he never gives up. In the most difficult battles, when all hope seems to be exhausted, Grimm still stands up and continues to fight, even against enemies many times stronger than himself. Rhino, unfortunately, does not have that quality. Although he is equipped with a special bionic armor that enhances his strength, Rhino lacks sophisticated fighting skills, real combat experience, and especially determination. He often relies entirely on physical strength to overwhelm his opponents in the short term, but easily loses control when his plans fail, or he is counterattacked unexpectedly. Without the strategic depth and mental fortitude of Grimm, Rhino quickly becomes predictable and is exploited in long-term confrontations. It is this lack of fortitude, resilience, and adaptability that puts Rhino at a disadvantage when compared to entities of the same level. Rhino is clearly at a disadvantage. Although Rhino can throw destructive punches and withstand many powerful blows, the difference in power level can also be visualized through an interesting comparison with Doctor Strange. Strange is an extremely powerful being in the universe, but his powers are not physical, but rather focused entirely on magic and metaphysical knowledge. While Doctor Strange can be considered a hard puncher in certain situations, as he is capable of defeating many powerful entities with magic, in terms of basic physical strength, he possesses the physique of a man with moderate physical training. Similarly, Rhino is an entity that is impressive in appearance and surface strength, but lacks the combat depth and mutant power of the Hulk, or the diversity of abilities of Doctor Strange. Rhino is the type of opponent who goes all in from the start and hopes to overwhelm with the first contact. Rhino, while a formidable entity in many situations, is still a testament to the limits of pure strength when not backed up by strategy, skill, or versatility. During a tense confrontation, Captain America used a minigun to continuously fire at Rhino. During the fight, Steve Rogers realized that Rhino always tried to cover his face instinctively. This led him to deduce that the face was the most vulnerable part of this massive entity. Although Rhino's body was covered in a nearly impenetrable bio-armor, the head area did not seem to be as well protected as the rest of his body. Captain America quickly took advantage of this discovery to change his tactics. He not only fired to attack, but also used firepower to limit Rhino's vision, creating constant pressure to slow down his opponent's reactions. Taking advantage of the moment of being caught off guard, Steve made precise shots at Rhino's face, maximizing the effectiveness of the attack on the identified weak point. However, what made Captain America's tactics special? After a series of long-range attacks, Steve used his special photonic shield, a device capable of absorbing and reflecting kinetic energy. As Rhino charged at full power, Captain America accurately positioned the reflection angle and met the blow with his shield. The impact energy was absorbed by the shield, then reflected back, causing Rhino to retreat and appear unbalanced for a moment. Although the counterattack with the shield could not completely defeat Rhino, an entity with impressive durability and resilience, it was enough to significantly reduce his momentum and attack power. A strategic confrontation situation, Captain America proactively put away his shield to change his fighting style. A clearly calculated choice, given the characteristics of an opponent such as Rhino. Although Rhino possesses superior physical strength, especially in terms of impact force and destructive ability at close range, he has weaknesses that are easily exploited. Rhino's massive size makes him lack flexibility, and his ability to endure a fight for long periods of time is limited by his biological durability compared to entities with speed and endurance like Captain America. While Rhino is an entity that relies entirely on powerful blows and direct attacks, Captain America possesses the ability to dodge, change positions flexibly, and especially the endurance in prolonged combat, something that Rhino can hardly keep up with. Captain America also cleverly applies the tactic of luring, using the terrain and surrounding environment to control the situation. He deliberately moves and creates conditions for Rhino to be attracted to areas containing large, hard, heavy objects or solid structures. Each time Rhino attacks those objects, he has to spend a large amount of energy to create an impact, while also causing a backlash that quickly depletes his strength. This is how Steve used to deal with entities with pure power but lacking strategy like Abomination, or even large battle machines. Quick improvisation and deep tactical thinking, Captain America not only maintained the initiative, but also gradually eroded Rhino's physical and mental strength. Captain America weakened him step by step with tactical attacks, and actually crushed Rhino's heart with a flying kick that created thrust. So cool! Basically, Captain America outsmarted him and used his skills. Rhino could only win in a weightlifting competition. Captain America was more likely to outsmart him all the time. And the winner is Captain America. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thanks a lot.